Have you ever looked around and felt like everyone has more money than you? Better cars, better trips, better clothes, better everything. It can feel very real. You open your phone for 1 minute and suddenly your whole mood changes. Now it feels like you're behind and everyone else is somehow winning. You see the vacation posts, the luxury dinners, and the shiny new stuff. Your brain starts making a story. It says, wow, everybody is rich except me. But here's the truth. What you're seeing is often not reality. It's a carefully edited image. This video is about one simple difference. Looking rich is not the same as being rich, and confusing the two can mess with your mind. Social media is built to show highlights, not full lives. People post the best angle, the best moment, and the best lighting. They do not post the full financial picture. That amazing dinner might be real, but the debt behind it may also be real. You just don't get to see that part. That nice car in the photo may be financed, leased, or draining someone's paycheck, but online it just looks like success, and your brain fills in the rest. This is the first big idea. Social media is a highlight reel. It is not a balance sheet. Behind one perfect post, there might be stress, bills, and credit card payments. The glamorous part is visible. The consequences are hidden. That's why comparing your real life to somebody else's edited life is dangerous. One side is complete, the other side is performance. Now let's talk about fake rich behavior. This is when people spend money to look wealthy, even when they are not building real wealth at all. Luxury can be borrowed, cars can be leased, designer items can be financed. Looking expensive is easier than ever. And modern money tools make it even easier. Credit cards, payment plans, and buy now, pay later can all create the illusion of wealth, but the bill always shows up later. That is the fake rich trap. You can create the image of wealth long before you actually build it, and many people do exactly that. A loud logo is not an asset. A flashy purchase is not financial freedom. Sometimes it's just expensive costume design. You can wear a luxury watch and still be stressed about rent. You can post a designer bag and still have no savings. Visible spending tells you very little about real wealth. Debt is often the hidden engine behind fake rich lifestyles. It lets people enjoy the look now and suffer the pressure later. Why do people do this? One reason is status. Humans care a lot about how they are seen. When people feel pressure to look successful, they often spend to send signals. The goal is no longer comfort or usefulness. The goal becomes impression. And that race never ends. Because once you reach one level, a higher level appears. The standard keeps moving. That brings us to the hedonic treadmill. This means people quickly adapt to upgrades. Then they want the next upgrade. A nicer phone feels exciting for a while. A nicer apartment feels exciting for a while. But soon it becomes normal, and the hunger returns. Psychology Today. Even when income goes up, spending often rises too. More money comes in, more lifestyle gets added. And that is why some people can earn more and still feel poor. Their lifestyle keeps chasing their income. Satisfaction never really catches up. This is called lifestyle inflation. It looks like progress on the outside, but sometimes it is just a bigger treadmill. Now let's talk about your brain. Once you start worrying that you don't have enough, your attention changes. Suddenly, signs of other people's money seem everywhere. You notice every nice car, every beach trip, every expensive watch. It feels like proof, but it is also your attention playing tricks on you. This is a kind of frequency bias. Once something gets into your mind, you start spotting it more, so wealth appears more common than it really is. Your brain is not showing you a full survey of reality.
It is zooming in on whatever you already feel sensitive about. That makes the world look richer than it is. If you are insecure about money, your brain starts collecting evidence. It keeps noticing people who seem ahead. It ignores the people living quietly. So it starts to feel like everyone is doing better. But that feeling is not the same as truth. It is filtered reality. Here's the most important shift. Real wealth is often invisible. Consumption is visible. Net worth usually is not. Savings do not get many likes. Low debt does not look glamorous. Consistent investing is not exciting to watch. But luxury bags, vacations, and fancy cars are easy to show. That is why visible spending is everywhere, and invisible wealth is easy to miss. A closet full of expensive clothes may look impressive, but it may tell you nothing about financial security. Image is not the same thing as ownership and freedom. Real wealth is about net worth. That means what you own minus what you owe. It is not about how expensive your life looks for 10 seconds online. Some people invest heavily in image. Other people invest heavily in their future. Those are very different games. Even influencers can create illusions. Some rent locations, borrow items, or build a lifestyle set for the camera. What looks natural may be staged. So do not confuse polished content with proof. Sometimes the image is the business, not the evidence of real wealth. Even in real life, we only see the surface. We see the leased car. We do not see the monthly payment stress. We see the brand. We do not see the missed savings goals. We see the purchase. We do not see the opportunity cost. And sometimes the person showing off is not even happy. They may be anxious, pressured, or stuck. Looking rich can be emotionally expensive too. So what should you do instead? First, stop using appearances as financial evidence. Start using real numbers. Your real numbers matter more than your image. Income, expenses, debt, savings, and investments tell the truth. They are not flashy, but they are honest. If you want peace with money, track those basics. Know what comes in. Know what goes out. Build your emergency fund. That may not look cool online, but it gives you something better than likes: stability. Learn to delay small status purchases. Every time you choose savings over image, you strengthen your future. That is quiet power. Also, reduce the comparison fuel. If social media makes you feel small, use it less carefully. Not because you are weak, but because your attention matters. You do not need to stare at every luxury post. You do not need to study every flex. Protecting your focus is smart. There are really two paths here. One path is showing off. The other path is building quietly. The quiet path doesn't always look impressive at first, but it usually leads somewhere stronger. It leads to options and freedom. A lot of genuinely wealthy people live more simply than you expect. Many build wealth through consistency, low debt, and steady investing, rather than flashy consumption. That means budgeting is not boring. Living below your means is not embarrassing. Those habits are often the foundation of real wealth. Real wealth usually grows slowly. It's more like planting than performing. Small habits matter more than loud moments.
Patience is part of the process. It may feel less exciting than instant luxury, but it is much more powerful over time. And one day, that quiet process becomes freedom, lower stress, better choices, more control over your life. That is why loud wealth can be misleading. The loudest signals are often the weakest evidence. Real strength does not always shout. Quiet wealth means you do not need to prove everything. You do not need every purchase to send a message. Your money starts serving your life instead of your image.
A modest room with savings and low stress can be richer than a glamorous room filled with payments. Freedom is hard to photograph, but it feels incredible. So here is the warning. Do not fake success at the cost of your future. That trade is worse than it looks. Trying to keep up can drain your wallet and your confidence. It turns life into a performance, and performances are expensive. The moment you stop comparing, you breathe better. The moment you stop performing, you think more clearly. That is when real progress begins. Your goal is not to impress strangers. Your goal is to build something real. Build, do not perform. If you want a simple money rule, here it is. Save consistently, invest steadily, and ignore most of the noise. That alone will take you far. And please remember this. Feeling behind does not mean you are behind. It may only mean you're looking at the wrong scoreboard. You do not need a luxury mask. You do not need to act richer than you are. Honesty is a better starting point than image. Ask yourself a better question. Would you rather look rich today or have real freedom later? That question changes everything. If this message hit home, you're not alone. A lot of people feel this pressure, but a lot of people are also waking up from it. So next time it feels like everyone has more than you, pause. Remember that visible spending is not visible wealth, and keep building the kind of life that is real, strong, and truly yours.